Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Heyo, and you're joined by me, Daniel, and today I just wanted to show you the last page of my book, page 14. I just wanted to chat by myself, just chatting about how this project has gone along, all the journeys it's taken me, all the time it's taken me to do it, and things like that. So this has been a little book that I'm making, a 14-paged book. So that is a bit smaller than my last book. I made a book in my school of design that I studied it that was quite bigger. Sorry. It was quite a big story, so I wanted to draw every scene in the actual story itself, so I decided to do that, and it became like this big book. I would say like 36 pages or something like that. For a children's book, it's quite a big book. Yeah, and this one I decided I want to do like a little bit more of a smaller book, something more manageable as well. So that's where I kind of came up with the idea of actually doing another children's book, because I really want to keep going with creating them, and I just want to create them myself. I got heaps of stories to tell, and I want to do that, so I do that. And yeah, I came up with the idea when I kind of listened outside. There were some hedgehogs outside our window at some point where we were living, and I decided to want to give it kiwi fruit, and that kind of popped up this whole idea about this hedgehog. I had drawings and ideas for making a book and basing it on a hedgehog. In the end, I wanted this. I thought of an idea of this hedgehog really trying to get his fruit and going into challenges to try get his fruit. And you see that in every page. You see me painting it from, if you look back 6 months ago, that's when I kind of started the project. I've had a little bit of other side paintings as well since then as well, in that Christmas kind of end of year period. I had a few other paintings going on, but the main thing that was going on in the background was this whole book thing, and now I'm getting to the end of it pretty much. I'm now at I would say 90%. I'd like to say 100, but I've still got a little bit to go, that 10% to go. Some people say that the 10% is the hardest bit to do. The 90%'s all the hard work and everything, and then the 10% is the real hard work, the nuts and bolts, and that real grind to push it to the next level kind of a thing. And that's the way I feel sometimes. I do feel that 10%'s the best part, per se. It is challenging and hard to do, especially if you're on a project for so long. You don't want to give it up, or things like that. You enjoy doing the process, and you got to move on and do other things. This is a fun project. I really enjoy drawing Henry and seeing him in different actions, different emotions, and figuring out all the problems I had to solve. It was challenging. I was up for it though, and that's the main thing why I keep going in this project. Usually once I start something, I don't want to finish it. Sorry, I do want to finish it, but I don't want to drop it. Sorry. I want to finish it. to the end, or as close as to the end as I can get it. You know, some projects and some things, you know, I'm over it. So I just try and get it as finished as I can possibly do at the time. You know, I could come back a couple years later and redo it and have a better result. But I'm just happy with having what I can do there and there. And also not, like, I push myself enough, but I don't want to overwork it. I don't want to, I don't want to burn myself out either, and just be sick of painting it, or bored and things like that. Or we were talking in one of the last videos. He was talking about you know, having another project on the side, you know, so that when he does get like bored or fatigued, then he moves on and does something else, which was really cool. I think it was the last video, which was really cool. You can go check that one out. That was pretty sure it's with Amazi. Give me a second to find it out for you guys. But yeah, I chat about that kind of thing in like most of my videos. So, well, not most of them, but some I do discuss that kind of mentality of having other. So Ryomi Tazzy, that I had on last week. I think, last week from the time you see this video pop up on YouTube. Yeah, I had him on, and yeah, we chatted about that. Kind of, I'm pretty sure it was him. We chatted about that, how he does multiple projects at a time, which is, I find that pretty awesome to, you know, juggle, you know, multiple projects. I definitely got the same thing going on at the moment. You know, I'm dealing with, writing and editing this book at the moment, as well as keeping my YouTube stuff alive. So that means doing some paintings on the side that are different, per se, like that I can keep going on the side there. I can pick up adding more. So I'm doing pugs. I'm going to be doing pugs soon. You'll see those come up. For you that's been watching Twitch, you've probably seen those, but on YouTube you'll see pugs come out. You'll see all sorts of pugs. I'm not sure how far I'll push it at the moment. You know, I'm planned on doing 2 paintings. Sorry if that made a noise. But, you know, I'm planning on doing 2 projects there, 2 paintings, at the moment, and then you'll see me do like paint overs of some of the previous pages from this book. So it's not like 100% complete, this book. It's just like the final page. I'm at the final page. So the final page is there. That means I've had a good solid attempt at all the pages. Now it's all the cleanup work. So, you know, it's, like I said, it's 90% of the project. But it's that, you know, like celebratory that I've made it so far. Obviously you don't want to celebrate too much as well. I don't want to get too ahead and be like, oh yeah, it's out, and go print it. You know, there's still a little bit of work to do, but yeah, I've done a fair chunk of, you know, what needs to be done for it. And it's not been an easy task. Like, it's taken 6 months to get to this stage, so there's still more to go. So yeah, I still have the energy to keep doing it. It's good me doing these side projects, because it's something different as well. I enjoy doing something a little bit different at times, you know. Doing these pugs is quite different to me creating these book scenes. And you know, there's plans on doing another book. I'm planning and writing another book as well after this one. That you'll see me probably start up maybe this year. Depends on how long it takes me to get this one printed. I'm looking at probably another couple of months or so. It depends on how polished some of the pages are. I know that the writing's there, it just needs a little bit of tweaking and reiterating, so the writing's there, it's just me printing it now. So there might be 3 or 4 pages to edit, which 4 weeks, 5 weeks to do those ish. There might be other little tweaks, I'm not too sure yet. I haven't fully I've had a wee little delve into it, but I haven't kind of critiqued kind of the work yet, or what's there to fix up. But they're there, and I'm going to go and fix them. The previous pages on how they're actually, because I think I got into like the 4th page when I got into the rhythm of kind of painting grass, and that's where I actually found solutions to things. I think when I had like my 3rd-ish, 4th-ish attempt is when I really started to find solutions for like the grass and the trees and the other things that are around the environment. So there's a bit of a lacking of those things in the first few pages, and then, you know, a little other there might be other pages that do need a little bit of a tweak here and there. Won't be too much work, hopefully. Might not make it into a video, it might just be something I do a little bit in the background while I'm doing other paintings. But you'll see what's going on. Just keep watching this YouTube channel. I still keep it alive with, you'll see many different projects pop up from now, big and small. So you'll see basically, you'll see the pugs coming soon, and you will see another book being created. Also, I will also have the front cover of the book. So I'll be doing that as a video as well. You'll see that come up. So there's still some Henry videos to do. So hopefully you look forward to that. Hopefully you did enjoy seeing like the whole process of my book and how it's going, how each page is being created. Maybe if you look back from page 1, compare this to what I'm doing now, you might be able to see like what the difference is between the pages and how I've kind of improved as I've gone along. If you're interested in that kind of thing, and you know, each video some are just me sometimes, but most of them have an artist in usually. I have talked to many artists in the last 4 or 5 months, 7 months now. I've been doing weekly videos for 7 months now. So yeah, it's actually probably been about 9 months on this actual hedgehog project, come to think of it, since it's the 7th month. Yes, so it's been a little while doing this project, but it's been a big journey, and I'm glad to have all you guys like support me in it. I've had so many artists like talking about it and things like that. It's been great tackling this challenge and getting to this point today. Yeah, it's been great, and I really did enjoy it, and I'm still enjoying it. You know, you'll see me working on the grass here. You can see that I've kind of working on some of the darker ends of the grass. And so I kind of worked it out. I always try to darken it up now, make it look a bit more like nighttime, and then yeah, and put light over top a little bit. When I started out on page 1, I was going too bright. I was like, oh, there's light here, so it needs to be very, very bright. But if you look a bit more closely at your references and things like that, you notice that the actual lighting doesn't do that. It doesn't, vibrant it up so white. It actually, since it's night time, it's quite dark everywhere else, and it just, brightens it a wee bit. It doesn't shine. If you look at reference a bit more, kind of looking at some grass references really helped me. And I still feel like there's more to learn with grass too. That's something, I've drawn grass in many different mediums and forms, and methods and things like that. And there's always always challenges with it. I mean, drawing grass in daytime is one thing, but drawing grass and other things like that at night time was a big learning curve. And still, like what I said at the start of the book, it was challenging to still make it look appealing, as well. I didn't want it to look so dull as well, which was a challenging thing. So there's many challenges. Yeah, and it won't be long, and I'll be printing, this book, and then, reading it to my daughter, or passing on to other people to read to their children. Getting this book actually out there, whether I print a few copies, give it to people that I know, and then maybe people that are really interested in getting it in their bookshelf. If you are, feel free to contact me. I'm sure we'll probably I'll look into doing some kind of a promotional kind of a thing to try and get people interested in the book if they are interested. I'd like to share the story and give the final product away to people around the world and see how they enjoy it and things like that. I said in the last video, I talked a bit about what my kind of ultimate achievement, I suppose. What was it? Successful. Something like, I can't remember the actual word. But yeah, it was. I want to. Want to make a smile on your dial with these books. With children, but I also want to teach something to kids. I feel this story does tell a story of a hedgehog who's just trying to get his fruit from a scary cat, and he comes up with all different ways, and in the end, it was just pure bravery that got him his reward, his fruit. It can be a story. It can be a lesson to some kids out there that might relate to it. They might have a fruit of their own that they enjoy, but there's obstacles in the way. There's thing. Maybe it might be lollies or something, obstacles in the way. Obviously, parents, not wanting to give their children lollies all the time. The kids come up with all these like ideas of how they can get lollies and stuff, and I see how it's they could interpret it. But yeah, basically, it's about kind of, for me, it's about kind of how I've kind of tackled my journey, and you gotta go with bravery. Obviously you get a bit with illustration, with art and things like that. You get a bit worried at the start. It's like, well, you can't make money from it or something like that, or you can't live being an artist, or you get like all those worries to start off with. But then you tackle it with things, kind of like this story, So it's those kind of life lessons that I want to teach through these books. A little bit of bravery can pay off. Maybe not the like lolly thingy, because I want them going into cupboard and getting lollies, and then it's like, oh yeah, But teaching that kind of thing can really help. In my last book, I had little stickers and things that they could fix the story up. It can relate. They can find what text and word and imagery goes together to fix and finish what the actual story was. And I found that I experiment with the kids doing it. They quite enjoyed it. They learned the words and what was actually happening. They figured it out in the end, what was happening in the scene, and finished the story, or if they knew like what image it was, or what was missing in the story elements. And that was a really helpful learning tool to have in my book. With this one, it's like plain story that will hopefully teach him something. But my bravery I tackled by going to course, but learning through course. That's one of my challenges I went through to try and get being illustrator. And that doesn't mean I give up. I still keep on going, and that's what resonates with me with this story, kind of what I'm telling. I keep coming back at different angles and trying different things. I still am creating this book. There's nothing stopping me from creating these books. I really enjoy them, and there's nothing stopping me from printing either. I'll print them, and hopefully people enjoy them. So if you did join me today, I really do appreciate it. I've had so many good people around on my channel. Like, I've had some cool subscribers. It's been good to have that as well. If you're listening to this and you've just subscribed, or you are a subscriber, or if you're thinking about subscribing, just go ahead. I really appreciate it. That I'm trying to create like a little community per se. I want to I definitely want to give things back. I'm searching out for artists all the time, to talk to get some knowledge from. I get some learning curves from them, some interesting like perspectives, and thinking about things about, you know, what their journeys were like, and how their life is like, and what you can learn from that. I always learn something from it, and some of them learn something from me, which is really cool. And yeah, that hopefully can also help you guys as well. You know, I see it as a win-win. You know, for me, I get a bit of knowledge out there, and I get to share it with the world out there. And yeah, and you guys get some knowledge whether it's just, you know, from all sorts of perspectives on life. Also, you know, I've got some advice with things like dealing with having a child, full-time work, and dealing with like your art career, and yeah, finding time to also you know, have a social life as well as a artistic life. It is always challenging. You know, in where I was, I didn't have much of a social life where I used to live. I had my course, and then, you know, after kind of course finished, it was kind of, after that it was just kind of my partner, and you know, I could visit course mates or something like that, but there wasn't like a lot of friends around the place. So that's, you know, another kind of good reason why I thought to do kind of this kind of journey where I do talk to other artists from around the world, because I build like cool friendships with all these artists I do talk to. You know, every now and again I might, you know, check out how they're doing, and, you know, see their art on their, you know, DeviantArt station, or Facebook or Instagram even, and I'll be like, oh cool, you know, favorite or like it or comment on it or something like that. And others, you know, I can be like, oh, how you going, you know, or buddies and things like that all the time. And there's some I've had on quite a few videos, which has been pretty cool to do that too. Yeah, it's been lots of fun. So probably 27 minutes. We got probably 15 minutes, you know, about halfway. So yeah, you know. Yeah, so it's been quite a big 20 minutes of me chatting, actually. And still a little bit to go, you know. But I thought this video would be good just to get everything out from, you know, this whole journey of creating this book. Because, you know, with having an artist in, which is really cool, I suppose we talk a lot about like their journey and things, and their perspective. Usually I do include my journey sometimes, so, you know, I don't get a focus on all this stuff kind of per se. I do get a focus a little bit on it, you know, but, you know, this video was basically about this book and this journey, so, you know, I wanted to do it on my own. And, you know, sometimes I have videos that I have 2 or 3 videos where it's just me. Other times I've got like months of booked artists in, which is really cool. It's always up and down, you know, always hunting around for someone new to talk to, or I might reconnect with another artist to talk to as well, which is really cool. I like doing that. But it's always challenging doing that too. to begin with, like, I didn't have like really anyone that would, want to be an interviewer. To begin with, there wasn't many people that were coming on board. But now there's like so many that have come on board that it's just amazing to be able to talk to these people. I've talked to people that have worked on like Jurassic World, that was awesome. And I've talked to Devin Kelly Lee, which is really cool to have talked to him. He was an awesome guy as well. Having worked on Spyro, that was a fan favorite. And I said in that one, I remember the day when, I was drawing Spyro. I drew him when I was like 7 or something. And I think a mate of mine, my mate at the time, he drew it as well. Everyone's kind of getting good at like drawing. At that time, it was kind of more fun back then. There was always that odd guy drawing the Dragon Ball Z characters. It was just for, fun and, seeing your favorite character and things like that. It pretty much was. It wasn't like, well, I actually like doing this all the time. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So you see me editing a little bit more of the lighting and shading and things. And this like I said, it got better over time. Of me shading these plants. This shrubbery, this leafy shrubbery. That got better over time. It started off quite light and white when you look at the previous pages, and now looking at it now, what you see me doing, it's looking much better than it was in the first page. It may still need a little bit of tweaking when I do the final polishes even on this page. It might need a little bit of tweaking. I definitely gave it a big shot at least, but there might be just a little bit of work on it. I'm not gonna overwork on it, like overtire myself working on it as well. I want to keep it a happy image. Obviously I don't want like mistakes left, right and center, but I do, that nice painterly but still nice look to it. I don't want basically I don't want it to look like a mistake. I want it to look quite nice and natural, so that the kids can enjoy seeing it, as long as they get the story out of it, which I reckon that's another element that I might have done well, is me, the character, getting the character's poses and the story right, how I've laid out the story as well. I think those are elements that I've done well in the previous book that I've done, so I've kind of brought that over to this one. And it's something I feel I can do very well. I feel it's one of the strong points I have, especially for this book. But yeah, you can see Henry's finally got his lovely kiwi fruit there. You might have saw a Christmas painting that I did of Henry. Which was pretty cool. I quite enjoyed doing that one. That was just something I decided. Oh, I'm doing the Henry the Hedgehog book at the moment. And I was like, oh, it's Christmas. I want to do a Christmas painting. So I did that, and that's what I did for the Christmas painting. And yeah, we just, did our Christmas stream that I do, and New Year stream and all that other stuff, which was really cool. To do those, and me very, wishing everyone, Merry Christmas and everything like that, which was really cool to do with Henry the Hedgehog. That's kind of what kicked it off a little bit with me, moving on to the year to keep working on this book. Like a push of energy before I kind of delved into the heavy stuff of the whole book. Yeah, and that's another thing, is keeping up with the YouTube videos, because I've got these pages. What I got to do is I was, struggling to keep up with the YouTube videos. I was dealing with the book, making, part 1, part 2, and then I had to push it into doing, part 1, part 2, and part 3 of each page, because each page was just struggling. It was that I wasn't working on it enough. It wasn't giving it a good go, really, so I did need that extra part of each page to keep this project going. And that was a good decision, just to let back a little bit and just have 3 videos instead of 2 out of 1 page. I felt that did help me. It made each page look better. That means the first 3 pages do need a next part to it, and that's what you'll see me do after the pug drawings I'm going to do. And you might see like little other pieces that I'll need for the book, like the front cover page with the title and everything like that. Those kind of pages, you might see like new drawings for it, and then on to the next book. The next book is it's a dinosaur book, and it's just a dinosaur who per se gets into trouble. He grows up, and basically that's all at the moment I'm gonna give you. You'll see and hear more when the videos come out for that, and that should be probably a little while away. I mean, I like to be like, oh, it's gonna be a couple of months, but I've said that a few times with a couple of things, and what happens is it's like 5 months later, but it's still on its way. I've got a few other things I'm doing before then. Obviously, I said the pug, and that's coming along a long way too. Some things I learned with this project is doing textures, a bit more texturing, take a little bit more time, I'd say. Then another thing I learnt on this project is just take a little bit more care in painting it. It's definitely just like a reminder, a refresher, that I need to take care and time into these paintings. Not just physical time, but just actually painting on the project as well. Things like that. Those things I kind of learned. This video that I'm kind of creating now reminds me of like we had to do these videos where we had a project and we had to hand it in, and because the teacher was away for some reason, we had to record like us talking about the project and how it went and everything like that. So I felt like this kind of reminded me of doing one of those videos. So here you go. Here's the final page. Whoopee! I finally got this point. This sweet point. So thank all your supporters, and I'll keep treading along with this book. You'll start seeing other projects come up, so they'll be exciting for you guys. Yeah, so enjoy it. You'll probably see some of these pages pop up online eventually. Slowly, as I start to kind of put this together and start to actually get this project out there a bit bigger. But yeah, thanks. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, join my community, whatever. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Keep drawing, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.